welcome to Cooking.
Hey, forgot me. Welcome to Cooking Miss Carlson, day 34,
35.
Who knows?
Okay, so today we are going to be making some homemade Stromboli. So for Stromboli, we are going to make our own dough for that. So we're just going to get started with that. Yep. We're going to make a double batch today. I'll put the list of ingredients for the single batch below. But you're going to need a package of yeast, 1 1/3 cup of warm water.
Wait, why don't they just look at your Working on Wonders website?
Yep, that link is in there too. A 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 4 to 5 cups of flour. So we're going to double all of that for our recipe because we like Stromboli.
Hey, Mom, why don't we open it?
Okay, so what we're going to do first,
What's that?
this is our yeast. So you'll need 2 tablespoons of yeast or 2 packages, 2 of the little packages.
That's kind of like
One.
saying that it's
And 2. Oops, sorry. Then Rachel, you can dump that water right into the yeast.
Got it.
So the one batch is 1 1/3 cup. We've got 2 2/3 cup
Oh,
in
that
here
looks so
for a
satisfying.
double batch.
That looks so satisfying.
It is satisfying. Okay, so you're just going to mix your yeast and water together with a wooden spoon just till your yeast is dissolved. And then we're going to measure out our oil. I'm just using canola oil. You could use vegetable oil. If you have olive oil, you could use that too. We're going to use canola. So we need a 1/4 cup for a single batch.
Wait, doesn't
1/2 cup.
Doesn't oil and water not mix together?
They don't mix.
Okay, wait.
All right, so there's our oil. And we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt
I'm here.
for a single batch, or 1 teaspoon
Some whiteness to this.
for a double batch.
Some got on this.
It's okay, mix it up.
Okay, so let's it makes it a little better. Okay, this kind of looks like banana pudding.
Banana pudding.
Oh, it's starting to feel a little bit.
Okay. All right, so we mix that all up. Our
Hey,
yeast
I
looks, I think we're good. Our yeast looks dissolved. Now
it feels hard.
we're going to add 2 cups of our flour to this mixture. So there's one.
Can I add the other? Were there eggs in this recipe?
Nope.
Chicken.
1 and 2. So just mix this up. That's what you would do for a single batch. Because we're doing a double batch, I'm going to put 4 cups in before we turn the mixer on. So we have 2 in there now. You just want to make sure you keep track of how many cups you're putting in. There's 3 and 4. Now our plan, we're making more of this than we normally would because we're going to put the extra dough in the refrigerator. And that way you can leave it in the refrigerator and just pull it out a little bit before you're ready to make it until it comes to room temperature. And you can make some the next day as well.
I know what I'm in the mood for.
What are you in?
Church windows.
Oh.
Speaking of church windows, go check out that video as well.
I like that one.
Yeah, I love church windows.
Okay, so we've got 4 cups of flour in here. Now what we're going to do is add in a cup at a time.
What day of April is it again?
The 21st.
Oh, I would do this. Oh, Queen's birthday, UK.
Okay, alright, so here's our 5th cup. And our 6th cup. You want to turn that on and let that mix up if you're doing a double batch. If you're doing a single batch, just put in 1 cup of flour at a time and mix it up. Now we're going to add cups 7 and 8.
Oh, yeah, and
We'll probably need about 9 cups of flour for this recipe. Okay, we're going to put 1 more cup in to make 9 cups. Then you're just going to let this knead for about 7 to 10 minutes. After you've let your dough knead for close to 10 minutes or so, you're left with a really soft dough here.
Oh.
Okay? So what we're going to do is just kind of pull our dough to one side of our bowl and then oil up this side. Use your hands, spread that around. And then pull your dough to the other side save on dishes, so we can keep this all in the same bowl. And then you oil up that side, rub it around with your hands, and then you take your ball of dough, put it into a circle, rub it on the bottom, make sure that the bottom is oiled and flip it over. So now you've got all of your oil on the top and all of your dough has oil around it. Your bowl is oiled, so when this rises, it's not going to stick to the bowl. Okay, so you're going to cover this with a towel and put it in a warm place or in your oven at the lowest temperature for 30 seconds and then turn it off, just for about an hour to rise. All right, after your dough has had the chance to rise, remember this is a double batch, so our dough got pretty large here. We're going to punch it down, and then you are going to divide this out depending on how many strombolis you want, or the sizes you want. You can make these any size at all. I'm going to just put some cornmeal down on our surface. If you don't have cornmeal, flour works just fine. And then I'm just going to pull some dough to make a stromboli. So just put it out on your surface, put some cornmeal in it so it doesn't stick. Use your rolling pin and flatten that out. So you want this more of a rectangular shape, longer. Try to make it as evenly as you can because we'll be flipping this over. And then you're going to put whatever toppings you want on the inside. If you just strictly want pepperoni and cheese, then just put pepperoni and cheese on it. You're only putting toppings on half of the dough that you've rolled out. We also like just ground hamburger in our stromboli. You could put mushrooms in there, banana peppers, regular peppers, onions, whatever pizza toppings that you like. For this one, I'm just going to put pepperoni in here and some mozzarella cheese. Spread that around. Okay, and then take the top part of your dough and just flip it over your toppings and seal this together. And that is all there is to making a stromboli. Seal your edges, and then put it on a baking pan, or I have a stone that I'm going to put this on. Just lay it out, and then you could do another one if you want different toppings in a different one. Roll it out, put it on the same pan, and then we'll bake this at 400 degrees for after 15 minutes. I'm going to check your stromboli. Your dough's starting to brown up, and it'll be a little bit harder. What you're going to do is put a little bit of olive oil kind of over the top, just drizzle that over. And then if you have pizza seasoning or even some garlic salt or oregano, you can kind of add some topping to that, just like this. And then what you're going to do is cut this into strips and dip it in sauce or ranch, whatever you prefer. Before you put this in the oven, you want to take a fork and just pierce the top of the dough just to let some air bubbles in too. Okay, so make sure you do that before you put it in the oven. All right, thanks for joining us today.